I've ever listened to that song.
I don't think I've listened to the full song, but I've listened to work, because everybody.
And then I know. That's all I know.
That was really good. You make such a good
Rihanna
musical voice instrument.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Welcome to your TED Talk.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We have a very special episode today because among us, we have...
Wait, before we get to that.
Thanks. Let me try and figure out what I was even going to say. I just started talking. Your nails look so good.
Thanks. Okay, so wait, first of all, this is...
Can I just say one thing, podcast?
Yes.
I'm Demi.
I'm Jess. My nails look like this because... So they're painted black for a while. I love black. It's my favorite go-to nail color.
Yeah.
But they were chipping. And when I was going to run my race, I was like, I don't want to look at chipped nail polish.
No.
I was like, I just don't need that negativity in my life. Because it is kind of negative. I know it sounds horrible. But
black is a power color, but yeah, sure.
But I mean the chipping. The chipped nails. And so I painted them a fun pink color, and then I never looked at them once.
Oh.
So it wouldn't have mattered.
It's all about how it makes you feel.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean,
Okay, so but there is a person here who is a champion among women.
Champion
of the world.
I was thinking of Parks and Rec when Andy sings.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how it goes.
You are a champion.
Thanks.
The three-legged dog.
Champion. Yeah, that's what it was.
What did you do yesterday?
I ran 50 miles.
She ran 50 miles. She did it.
You want to know what's really weird though?
That you ran 50 miles? Soup's weird.
That is weird, but I'm
so proud of you.
And thank you so much. It sounds like only, but I only burned 4,800 calories, and I thought I'd burn more calories than that. Isn't that crazy though? I was like, oh, it's gonna be I'd be not surprised if it was over 10, but it's 4,800.
Okay, so here's the thing: is that the normal person, 2,000 a day.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel now?
Still not that impressed.
I am so impressed. Can you be impressed with yourself? Can you be proud of yourself?
Okay. Also, get this.
No.
Just real quick.
What?
It's the littlest medal I've ever seen.
Oh,
in my life.
That's rude.
No, it's
I would want a forklift to take it home.
Everybody that saw it, everybody was just for a big accomplishment, you get this little bitty medal.
Are you serious?
It's the size of a
silver dollar.
Silver dollar, yeah.
That's very rude.
Yeah.
How many people did it?
Ooh, I want to say 400 and something. I looked it up today. But I mean, there are people that finished but didn't finish under the time. So I didn't finish as fast as I wanted to. It was so hot and humid yesterday.
Ew.
If it was raining, best believe I would have finished. 373 people. I was passing a lot of people at the end though. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. So that was cool.
So,
I was still very far in the back.
Cheers to you and this amazing accomplishment. I'm really, really proud of you. I'm inspired by you.
Thanks, friend.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Now let's not talk about me anymore. It's
Why?
Because I'm over it.
I didn't even know that this was a thing that people did. I really didn't. And then you just did it.
I mean, it took a while. It's
so
cool.
stupid
to waste, there's so much time that's put into it.
Do you know how often I've been you know someone who's ran a marathon? I have a friend who's running 50 miles. Do you know anybody that's done that? I didn't think so.
I didn't think so. Jen wants to run 100 miles. My sister wants to run 100 miles. That's her ultimate goal.
Jen
is also
problems.
she's also a force of nature.
Yeah, Jen is superhuman.
Truly.
I think
she is.
I think
she was so peppy the whole entire time, and of course she was running 20 miles at the slowest pace because it was my pace.
Oh my god, that made me laugh so hard. Brett and I were laying in bed, and she was we were looking at Instagram, and then Jen's came up and it said, had so much fun pacing my sister her last 20 miles. And I was like, what does that mean? Do you mean to tell me that you chose
chose.
to run 20 miles to pace someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to pace someone.
Just to pace. And then at 25 miles, she offered to do it 5 miles earlier. And I was like, no, it's fine. Like, I don't want to make you do that. Of course she would have been fine. The whole entire time, she was like walking up the 3-mile hill at the very end. And she was like super peppy about it, like walking. And these guys that she was passing, they're like, where can I get some of your pep? And she's like, oh no, I'm just pacing. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, she still ran 20
they're like
miles.
oh really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here are my 2 middle fingers. Yeah. No, but they were so happy to actually encounter her. They're like, thank you so much. Like, we're
needed
getting
it.
Yeah. So good thing. Glad thing.
Did you have Mexican food? Or did you pass out?
I did also pass out. So I had a little bit of a burrito that was at the end of the race. I had a beer on the car ride home.
Great.
Don't arrest anybody.
No.
I was not driving.
Doesn't matter.
And then Shiloh got me a hamburger.
Yes, Shiloh.
Yes. And then I fell asleep on the couch, and Shiloh had to help me up off the couch to get into bed.
I'm so sure.
And then this morning I had a breakfast burrito, Mexican. Good. And then tonight I'm going to have Mexican.
Are you going to Trace?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
I already asked. This morning, Shiloh went out to the living room, and I screamed at him, like, can we get Mexican tonight? Obviously, he said
yes.
Yeah. Enough about me.
No.
Okay.
Something
very important we need to talk about. Pen 15.
Oh, okay.
Pen 15.
Go.
The show on Hulu. Mm-hmm. So I've seen a couple people like post about it. There's a girl that used to work for a woman that used to work for BuzzFeed that is like a writer and actor and all that stuff, and she kind of posted a little like spoof about it on herself, like she was reacting the parts. And then I was listening to My Favorite Murder, and Georgia was talking about Pen 15, which spells penis.
Yeah.
It is a freaking brilliant show.
Okay.
And I know I've texted you about it.
Yeah.
But
I feel like we're making really intense eye contact. I like haven't broke eye contact with you since we sat down.
But I love you so much. I just want to look at you. Okay. And you do look beautiful. Your skin is glowing. Your hair.
Thank you. I've been putting
amazing.
coconut oil on my face.
Oh, that's smart. I never thought about that.
It's like
really smart.
Antimicrobial or whatever. But like, go on. Pen 15.
Like Pen 15. Also, Demi's hair looks great. Real quick. Sidebar. So good. It's literally how I picture us in middle school.
Oh, like, so can't.
Dress.
So cannot.
The dress.
So she's our age, the writer.
I'm pretty sure that the 2 main actors in the show that play 13-year-olds.
But they're
our age, I think.
Ew.
But they're like playing like their parts, like how awkward they were as middle schoolers, and then they cast middle schoolers all around them.
Oh my god!
So
oh my god!
funny.
It's like Summer Heights High.
Kind of, yes. Yeah. But they do kind of look like middle schoolers just because they have that youthfulness about them.
I could totally fit in.
I bet you could if you put on
you could
2000. Too. No, I couldn't. Yeah. There's no way.
You're youthful.
Thanks. But I highly recommend. Ooh. And it's like one of the episodes, I think it's the second episode, they kind of get into a fight and they're like rolling their eyes at each other. And the one girl is like, don't roll your eyes at me. She's like, I'm not. And as she's rolling her eyes, she's like, you just did. She's like, oh, I didn't mean to, as she's rolling her eyes. And then the other girl rolls her eyes. She's like, well, you just rolled your eyes. Oh, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Speaking of eye rolling, Tatum has started eye rolling me. Tatum is my 11-year-old. I almost said daughter-in-law.
Nope, not daughter-in-law.
My 11-year-old stepdaughter is thinking I'm lame now. So
you won't always be though, and it won't be every day.
I think for the next 12 years, I probably will.
It will go in and out. Like, I honestly think, like, one day you might be lame, or even for a few hours you might be lame, but then the next few hours it'll be cool again. And, you know, it's that roller coaster wave of emotion.
I'm just telling her to wash her face. And then I got an eye roll.
I would roll my eyes at you, too, at 11.
She asked me why she had pimples, and I said, you're at the age where you're going to start getting them. You can be proactive and start washing your face now and getting it clean. And then that was in the morning. And then at night, she was brushing her teeth and I came in the bathroom and I said, don't forget to wash your face. And she goes, I don't want to tonight. And I said, okay. And she's like, I'll do it tomorrow. And I was like, she said, I could do a face mask. And I said, that's going to take twice as long than just washing your face. And she goes, eye roll. And then says, I'll just do it tomorrow. And I said, that's fine.
Fine with me, whatever.
I was like, I don't care, but you're going to have pimples.
Yeah.
And then she went to bed and didn't say a word.
I think that she doesn't realize that you know more than her. Just like every child at this age doesn't know.
That's Tatum's response to everything is, I know.
Because she does know.
She knows everything.
She's had 11 years of life that she's fully lived.
Full of knowledge.
So much knowledge.
I know.
All of it from Fortnite.
I know. And I just am like,
you don't know.
You know nothing. You are the Jon Snow of this house. Speaking of, it's 7 days. 7?
You guys,
okay, let's record on that day.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Like, I'll come a little early.
Here's what we should do.
Have
snacks, but we should record early. Like,
early.
Maybe not. Either early or later in the afternoon, because the boys are going to be here watching golf. But we should go on a hike.
Okay.
I want to be out in nature. Nature. Yes, I want to hike and not be in this house with a bunch of testosterone.
Mainly. And golf, Like, it's not that I don't dislike golf, because it's gorgeous when you can go out and be on the green.
We watched girls golf. They're playing at Augusta National.
I'll watch girls golf.
They are incredible.
Because women are incredible.
Oh my God. Brett was blown away. Like,
because women are incredible.
They were killed. They're like, and now we have Ashley Frazee, whatever her name was, walking up, and Brett's like, why is she wearing those glasses? Isn't her ponytail distracting? I was like, that's a part of her body. It's not like, boys don't get it. They don't just get like a ponytail on your shoulder. Like, leave it alone.
Yeah.
You get it.
Also, like, she likes her hair like that. If she didn't like it, she'd chop it off.
And then watching them hit, and then they're like, and she's 19-year-old at Arizona State University, and we're just like, 19?
Jaw drop.
Yes.
Jaw drop.
Yeah, 19.
So cool.
There was a 15-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen that really amazing Special Olympics girl golf with like some really like some of the top PGA men?
No.
So she has Down syndrome, and she's like golfing with somebody that I guess it's really well known in golf. I have no idea who's who.
Jordan Spieth, my boyfriend.
I don't know.
Jordan Spieth.
I will find the video and you can tell me if it's him.
I love Jordan. It might be Rory McIlroy. It might be
him.
Rory?
No, I don't know.
He's British.
I really don't know. I could not tell you one single golf name ever.
Really?
So she's besides Tiger Woods, but who doesn't know who Tiger Woods is? But just who doesn't know who he is?
Brett has the biggest man crush on Tiger. Oh my God.
Why does he not wear red on Sundays? I'm kind of surprised.
Huh?
Red on Sundays, because that's Tiger's thing.
Because he's not Tiger.
So this girl is out there golfing with, she's a pro herself, and she's out here golfing with other pros, and she swings, and I think she gets like a hole-in-one or something like that, and she's like, yes, and her mom's like, I'm so proud of you. She's like, thanks, Mom.
She got a hole-in-one?
I think it was like, or it was like
eagle?
two, or it was like two swings, and she got it in. Or something like that.
I think that's an eagle.
Okay, and the guys were just so impressed by her. I'm like,
yes.
yeah, because she's capable and she's strong. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so cool.
That's really, really, really awesome.
Yeah, I know. I love it. I love that. Alrighty. Okay, and speaking of Pen 15.
Yeah.
Penis. It's set in 2000. But if we go back a year earlier.
Play the music?
Do they? I don't know.
Okay. Like, are there any jams?
There might be.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't been. I have to watch. The acting is so good.
Okay.
But in 1999, before the year, set the year after, Y2K.
Yes.
And that is what Tara's dad is afraid of. I got into the book. I did it.
Yeah, look at that transition.
It was so horrible and so forced.
No,
it's totally fine.
I did not know where you were going, so like I'm so on board with whatever just happened because I'm there now.
Now we're talking about Educated.
Memoir. I'm so mad. These last 10 chapters we read? 10 chapters. Uh-huh. I'm so upset.
I'm so upset with everybody.
Everyone, even Tara. But it's not her fault. But
she's like a child.
Yes.
So we start off and it's 1999. Mm-hmm. Her father is incredibly afraid of Y2K, or not even afraid, like he's just like, prep for Y2K. Everybody was, remember?
Oh yes,
the hysteria that Y2K caused.
Get all the water.
Yeah, get water. Make sure your
have
barracks
are safe.
Have all the things.
I was
Do you remember what you did for 1990? Like
no, in my childhood, during my youth, on my block, we had block parties for everything. Like we'd have a block party over the summer just because. We'd have Christmas party, New Year's
fun.
party, 4th of July, like, and we would close the block.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just us. And there's this gay couple, Sham and Derek, and they would host all the parties, and then the kids would all come hang out at my house.
Oh, fun.
And so it was just a free-for-all, and, like, the parents would get wasted, and the kids would hang out and, like, bike around, and, like, it was the best time. So Y2K...
2000s, or late 90s.
Thriving.
Yeah, thriving.
Like, I'm like, do I become neighborhood, like, president and get all my neighbors involved and, like, have block parties? Like, that would be so fun.
Mm-hmm. That'd be so fun.
Y2K, like, I think
real quick too, block parties, they used to happen over on my street when I lived on F Street. Like they still happen in Midtown area
cute.
Sometimes. Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
I think I want to do it this summer.
Should.
Why not?
I guess it's really easy. Jen said it's super easy to do.
It's so easy.
So
that's you just
but even to
flyers.
get it sanctioned. Like even to get it sanctioned off. Like if you don't want people driving down, you can actually sanction it off for pretty easy. Yep.
Oh, cool. I'm going to talk to some neighbors and see what we can do. But anyway, Y2K, I believe, was the year that all the kids stole those little chocolates with the alcohol in it. And we tried it and it was like gross.
Ew.
Yes. And then we
never drinking alcohol. It's so gross.
I hate it so much. Clink.
As we drink to this day.
And we also TP'd our neighbor's house.
Yeah.
And we're very obvious about it.
Yeah. I've TP'd so many houses.
Yeah.
My
we
sister
took
Natalie
ketchup and mustard to a house one time.
I took bologna to a car once. It's not evil because it peels off the paint. I didn't
You're
know any better.
Bad
It was to our friend too.
Bad girl.
He had a crap car. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Also, because we're talking about drinking.
Oh yeah,
we
rosé.
forgot to say. This is from my subscription wine that my sisters got me for my birthday. It's called Baxberg. It's sustainably farmed. That's cool.
It's very okay, bitter is not the right word. It's very tart.
Tart. Yep.
I'm getting a lot of
tart. It's not
tart.
too sweet, I don't think. It's a product of South Africa.
South Africa.
I knew it. I was waiting for you to do it. I was like, as soon as I say it, she's going to do
head
it. I looked right at you, like the most intense eye contact. So much eye contact today. Expect notes of strawberries, mint, grapefruit. I think that's a grapefruit. It looks like one. Anyway, so back to Le Book. Oh, also, I was in Escondido, California on the New Year's Eve of 2000. Right. And you remember those glasses where you can get the numbers? And it was so cool to have 2000. Yeah, and there was a huge party. It's blocked off I guess it's a huge party, maybe just in my memory. But there is a part of Escondido that's on Grand Street, and 6 months out of the year, they have Cruising Grand, a whole bunch of old cars. It has to be like years 69 and older.
Okay.
Line up the streets, and you go by and you look at all the old cars.
So cool.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the book. Now that we've talked about what we were doing. So Tara's father, again, was afraid of Y2K. And during this whole time, he was trying to tell his congregation, like, you need to start preparing too. You know, the end days are coming, blah, 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 blah. And also, as this is happening, she is preparing for her role in Annie. She's playing Annie, has a lead role. And the whole time that, even though he was talking about Y2K all the time, he was also super gloaty about Tara. Like, when Tara got the lead role, he was just like, that's all he wanted to talk about. Well, my daughter has a lead role in Annie, blah, 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 blah.
I hate, with her dad, I hate that there are these little glimpses of normalcy.
Totally.
And then 95% of the time, 98% of the time, he's nutso crazy, terrible father, neglectful, almost abusive. Yeah. Just absent. He's completely absent.
So checked out, like, it's fine, everything's in God's hands.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, I don't have to take care of my children because it's God's will.
Yeah.
And it's like, not true.
No, because you had the child. You took on the responsibility of caring for your children.
7 of them.
Yes. So I don't get it.
Exactly. And so it sucks when, like, he is proud of her. He does support her. And she just gets such a tease of what it means to have parents. Even her mom does that too. Yep. Like, her mom is so, like,
brainwashed by the dad too.
Pretty like tight-lipped about standing up for herself.
Well,
and
that's because she's not the head of the household
exactly.
in their eyes, you know?
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's so sad. And
Tara doesn't even know that there's another option.
Has zero idea.
Yeah.
She really thinks that their way of life
Later
has
on
been
in the book,
yeah.
she says, like, I knew that I was going to grow up, get married. My dad was going to give him land.
I wrote that down too.
Yeah, and
I was going to get married at 18 or 19.
Yep. Get married and
probably become a midwife as well.
A midwife and
my
a
mom
healer.
Was probably going to give my
and that's just what my life was going to be. And it wasn't like her ideal, but nothing that she was like, oh, I'm not going to not do that.
Yeah. It's just because that's what makes sense.
Right.
Which, I mean, that makes sense too. I mean, because my parents grew up super religious. My mom was 17 when she got married. You know, my dad was 20. And it's just like, yeah, people got married young. And then with that, during this whole, like, as she's doing more and more plays, when she gets swollen tonsils and her dad's like, the son's the biggest healer. Son. And we talked about this when I was talking about the Ellen show thing. So she'd have to go outside and she'd put her mouth to the sun. She'd open her
mouth so the sunlight would hit the...
In the freezing cold. And guess what? It didn't get better.
That's strange.
Yeah, so crazy how that works out. And then once Y2K did happen and obviously nothing went down. Her dad bought a TV out of whim, which is, you know, not part of his beliefs, right?
Just like what we said last week.
Yeah, what you said, which was so freaking true. It's whatever benefits him. You know, oh, wait, no, it's actually different now. Yep. This is...
Oh, I misinterpreted that. It's actually this. And I'm just like...
I know. Which is very, like, Joseph Smithy, which is like God. Joseph Smith would be like, oh, actually, it says this, and this is their prophet, the Mormon prophet.
Well, I mean, so he's actually by the book.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my mind. So they get a TV, and they're watching. He loves one of the shows that's like on repeat. I can't remember what it was.
Something stupid.
And then they're watching it on New Year's Eve. And it's 12 o'clock, and Tara's like, oh my gosh, nothing's happened. She goes and checks a clock. She's like, maybe that clock's just... Yeah, it's just, maybe it's a little late, and it hasn't happened yet. Or it's like that clock's early. And then
why did we think that?
I don't know. Well...
What was... We thought, like, all I remember was we said the computers were going to stop working.
I think she kind of explained it, and that's kind of how I remember, where it's like... The computers weren't capable of
their clocks.
It's like single digits. So like when it was like 1998, it was fine. 99, like the single, like those double digit numbers, it wasn't. They thought they weren't sure compute like a 00. Which what? How are we all so afraid of this?
Why?
I don't know.
Why did we think that?
People already had cell phones at this time.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
It is. It's super funny.
I don't remember ever like thinking too much about it. I remember hearing about it and it was like on my mind and I was just kind of like, that'd be crazy if something happened. But also knew like nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah. I don't remember if I remember thinking something was gonna I know we talked about it.
Yeah.
And I remember it being like a topic. But we went on about our day.
Yeah,
you know?
No, it was
like
nothing.
every time we'd like mention it and then like go on.
Anyway.
So that's crazy if it happens. Yeah. So Y2K happens. He never talks about it ever again. Because it didn't happen.
So can we talk about the car accident, or am I missing anything?
I don't care. Talk about all the things.
But I don't want to like skip. I don't want to like hop around. I want to go like pretty
linear.
Great word. Great word.
Like, I'm just like, okay. Can I just?
Yes.
I'm not saying that herbs don't work on some level.
Oh my!
You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
of course, like we take ashwagandha, and that's more herbal. It's fine. Like we have things that we take that are a little bit.
If I have tried something, that has been made is modern medicine, and I'm not very happy with it, and I try something more natural,
and it works,
and I see that it works, and I'm feeling the effects more than not like than what is like made in a lab. I will gravitate towards the more natural.
Of course, totally.
But I'm not going to take natural for if I have cancer. Yeah. Wait, no, that's a lie.
I mean, I would, if I had cancer, I would literally do every single thing. I would take every step.
Try everything.
Yeah, I would try literally everything.
Right.
There's nothing. Okay, with that said.
Right.
It doesn't work a lot of the time. Like, I'm really not into, maybe because I'm just very skeptical in my life. I believe in science, and not believe is a horrible word to say. I believe in science. Science, there are things that are proven in science that I get. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So, with that, her dad thinks that, like, the herbal life is operated by faith. Like, you have to, like...
You have to believe in it in order for it to work.
So, his mother has cancer and is seeking doctor treatment.
So, she's getting the chemo, like, 3 days a week or something.
Yes, because she has cancer.
But then also is asking the mother...
Yeah.
For herbal
her daughter
remedies.
Yeah, like, hey, like, what would you recommend for this and that and that? And her son is just like, it's not going to work if you already are seeking a doctor because you're going against God. Like, herbal medicine you have to have faith in the herbal medicine for it to work.
I want to know his background so badly.
How did this happen?
Yes.
How did how did it all happen?
Where your mother didn't obviously ingrain this lifestyle into you.
Right.
She's
and honestly, it might have happened when he was 25 and started showing signs of bipolar disorder.
Happen.
You know?
Yes.
Because
you're right, I forgot about that.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
I mean, yeah, of course, people can become their own person and learn stuff on their own, but, like, he's still out in the middle of nowhere. Like, what would make you think this?
Right.
I don't get it.
But is he out in the middle of nowhere because he had not an attack?
Like a mental break?
Yeah, like a break from reality.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And then we have to talk about the car wreck. Is that what you're talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
So when they're visiting, they go down to visit grandma out of town because...
In Arizona again.
Yes, because dad's having one of his seasonal affective disorder episodes again.
And this is when we talk about the cancer thing, too. That's when they
that's the whole... So that's where they are. And yet again, in the middle of the night, he says, we're leaving, and it's an ice storm. And yet again, they get into this other freaking car accident.
It just shows you he just does things on a whim.
Nobody,
like, tries to combat it. Nobody tries to stick... Like, you can't go up against somebody that's crazy anyway.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
because then he gets angry and violent.
Yes.
And you don't deal with those types of people. Like, it's so difficult to deal with those types of people. And all he's doing is, I cannot believe that nobody has died by now.
Truly. And it's like, because he's so reckless, because everything is God's will anyway. I mean, he's putting people in danger, and it's so immature. It's so
negligent. That's the best word to use when thinking of this dad, is he's just so negligent. He doesn't care.
No.
Why?
Zero effects are going to happen.
What is telling him the best time for you to leave with your family of how many, 5, 6, I don't know how many people are there, is at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And driving when there's no, there's no lights, there's no anything. And also, there's ice. Also, your tires are bald. Also, there's no seat belts. Also, there's a mattress in the back. Like,
exactly. And he's laying on the mattress. So they put the mattress in there so he could lay on it on the way down.
So he's not even driving.
No. Nope.
It just pisses me off. The whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, when is the car accident going to happen?
Right. And it does.
And it does.
So what happens? So the car wreck happens, and then Tara wakes up. She sees that the bed's on top of her, has no idea what's going on, and she realizes nobody else is in the car, which I would freak out, be like, oh my God, they abandoned me, they deserted me. But the reason why nobody was in the car is because Tara had a concussion. She got knocked out, and they were calling at her and thought she flew out of the car. So they all got out of the car to look for her, but she was still trapped inside.
And then she was like compressed between the mattress and the car.
Exactly.
So she couldn't really escape either. So it took her a while to get out.
She has like a messed up back or neck.
Oh, that's, yes.
And her dad has a huge gash. They call somehow the paramedics are called, and they're like, why don't you have insurance on the car? All this stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, they have somebody come and rescue them. And with this whole thing, Tara can't move her neck.
Nope.
At all. She's like completely... It's
paralyzed.
Yeah.
She said it's like a rod.
Yep. And you have to like move your whole body to look, your whole lower half.
I wonder what that is. What do you think she had? Like,
I'm sure just discs were compressed or something.
Right.
You know? Like, there was probably so much pinching that's happening in that area.
So tense.
Yeah. I mean, even like obviously on very, very, very minor level, if I've slept wrong on my neck, I'll have times where I can't move my neck, you know, and I'll have to like work it out for days.
Yep.
And then so there's a healer that comes that her mom asks for the healer to come. I know, I'm so irritated.
Don't. Oh my God.
Healer said, picture a green bubble with everything you love. Think of it for a few hours a day and your neck will heal. What the fuck does that mean?
What does it mean?
That means nothing.
Okay.
And guess what? It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. And then her brother Sean comes into the picture.
And is like, you need to go to a freaking chiropractor.
Yeah. And he comes up behind her one of the days, cracks her neck, and she falls to the ground. Yep. But guess what? She can move her neck. Fine. Yeah, she can move her neck. And he's like, when you feel okay to get back up and you can do it again, I have to do the other side. Now I have problems with Sean.
Are we getting into Sean right now?
I think should we?
Yeah, we have to.
So he has a bad rep.
So weird.
He has a very bad rep.
How old is he? How old is he? The oldest?
I don't know. He's not around until this moment. He's never around. Okay. Sean has a bad rep. He's nice with Tara currently.
For a while.
Yeah. But then
they do have a nice bond.
They do.
In the beginning.
So I think what happened with their bond though, because I mean like he's like a good big brother to her for quite a while.
They make up cute nicknames, or he makes up a cute
sister. Little. He switches little and Lister sister. Oh no, sister little. No,
it's sister little, but It's
in the fucking book.
Siddle
little.
Lister.
Can I switch letters around? Siddle Lister. So yeah, they have a good bond, but he doesn't get along well. Like he always wants to fight other guys.
He's always causing a ruckus.
So I think what happens all the time, and he has little baby teeth. He still has his little baby teeth. He doesn't have grown up teeth. So I do know somebody that has a couple baby teeth.
Shut up.
She only has a couple. It just she didn't have adult teeth underneath.
Ever?
Not for two of them. So the dentists are like, try not to mess with them. They're hopefully just gonna be your teeth. I didn't have an adult tooth underneath one of my molars. So when they had to, so they pulled the baby molar tooth.
Why?
Because, okay, so to explain it. So there was a tooth, say there's a tooth in the middle, one of my molar teeth, that didn't have the adult tooth underneath. So they pulled that one, and then they moved the one that was behind it up to take its place. So my braces, moved one of the molars up. So I have room for my wisdom tooth that's growing in, which is still, not even fully grown in, but it's there. So, yeah, so it's taking its place. And that wisdom tooth is actually growing up fine. It's not, crooked or anything, which is what happens sometimes with molar teeth. Anyway.
Wow. I didn't know that was a possibility.
Yeah, so some people just don't have an adult tooth underneath. So did
that hurt when you had braces?
I don't even remember. I was so slow. It was a slow thing. I had braces for 2.5 years or something.
Wow.
Like that. Okay. Because I had a crooked tooth in the back.
I had a crooked front.
You did?
I only had 4 braces.
You did? That's so cute.
So weird.
But that happens.
I had braces and a perm in 3rd grade.
That's so mean.
So, yeah.
In 3rd grade? Oh, that's pretty early for braces.
That's why my teeth are so big.
They're not big. They fit
my
your
front
face.
teeth?
They're not big.
Oh.
You have a beautiful smile. But it makes sense, though, that you have braces, though. They're, really nicely straight.
Did you have all braces?
All braces.
Your whole mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Both of my sisters never had braces.
The things?
Yeah, the...
Bands?
Bands. Mm-hmm.
I wanted bands.
None of my other families ever had braces. I'm the only one in my family that's had braces. Only one ever in my family that's had braces.
I think it was one of my front teeth. I was twisting it when it was loose. And I twisted it, and it was backwards, and it got stuck. And that's how I had to rip it out.
Coochie twinge.
And then my front tooth grew in crooked. It was sideways.
Coochie.
And it was Yes.
Oh, that did not make me feel good.
Sorry.
Sorry. I think that, going back to Sean, I think he started becoming abusive when she started looking more womanly.
Yes.
Because he has a very big issue with women.
With women.
Like his dad, it seems like. Anyway.
Yes.
So, talk about Sean, please.
Okay, well, my problems with Sean, I think his dad's maybe Sean doesn't have the bipolar disorder like his dad does, but I think when you're growing up and you're exposed to that behavior from a man who's supposed to be your role model and your example of what a man is,
and how a man treats other people,
especially women, you inherit that.
Absolutely.
And so he doesn't know another way to be.
Nope.
But it's surprising too because he's been exposed to like normal world.
Because he goes out and works. Like he's all of a sudden shows up, and she even says in the book, like, he was gone for so long, I kind of forgot I had this brother, essentially.
Yes. And so they, like, Tara and Sean form this special bond, and he has to do some drive to Vegas.
Yeah, so another brother can't go for whatever, I can't remember what the reason is, who normally has this drive, who normally has to truck somewhere. And Sean's like, fine, I'll do it, but Tara has to come with me. And yeah, they have this like great time.
Yeah. And that's when they make up this little lister.
The whole like little language.
Cute.
They have these fun things that they do. He teaches her a little bit of martial arts.
Yeah.
That he uses against her later. And then after they get back from this whole trucking thing.
Right.
Sean, like, kind of surprises Tara with him wanting to try out for one of the plays that she does.
Right.
This is when we really see
his true colors.
His true motherfucking colors. Sadie. Girl?
Don't.
I'm so mad.
I'm kind of mad at Sadie.
Me too. Like, how are you? But, like, maybe she's only had men treat her that way.
Exactly. And, like, I mean... So... all we hear as children are, oh, if he's mean to you, he likes you.
No, he's like evil to her.
He's evil and he knows it. So he literally told Tara, like,
I'm going to punish her for this.
I'm going to, when they're dating. So he, like, I don't mean plays hard to get, but like essentially
he ignores her,
demands stuff from her. He gets like, get me a Snickers bar. I didn't want that. I want a Milky Way. Get me a Snickers bar. No, I don't want that. I want a Milky Way. It's just deranged.
Stupid.
Like stupid
it's so deranged.
Stuff.
That's the perfect word to describe what's happening.
It's just sick. It's just really gross and like inappropriate behavior. And so, they finally end up dating, and he shows up every day just to like, just to watch her like at school, and he'll bring Tara with him. And then one day he sees her like talking to another guy.
Charles.
Who is Charles? Do I need to know who that is?
He's just somebody that goes.
He's
and
just
works
a guy
who's in the play as well,
right?
Or whatever.
But Sean knows him too.
Yeah, because he's doing the play too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, why are you threatened by someone you know?
Because he's freaking possessive.
But also, I mean, actually, Charles does love Sadie. So.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's possessive. And
he's very possessive and weird, and he sees Sadie talking to Charles.
And the problem with this is that Sean doesn't like Charles, so Sadie stops talking to him or whatever. Sean doesn't like some of her friends, never talks to them.
Yep.
And it's like she's willing to give up all these people to impress some guy who's a fucking dick.
Yep.
He's horrible.
It's not to impress some guy, though. That's her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
I know. It does happen.
That is what happens to middle schoolers and high schoolers all the live long day. Like,
and I think they're older than that.
I just watched a 2020 about this.
Oh.
It was a really sad story.
And honestly, like, if I want to be completely honest, when Shiloh and I first got together, not that Shiloh's like, don't talk to these people, but I fell off the face of the planet to some of my friends. You know?
I got called out by my friends when I was dating my ex-boyfriend.
I mean, I did too. They're like, we never see you anymore. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we'll have to get together. And then I never did.
Oh, no. No, I mean, like, they were like, as soon as you started dating Sean, we never saw you again, and it's really hurtful.
Good for them for saying that, though.
I was like, okay, I'll see you in 6 months.
But you were also, like, in Sacramento.
No.
Oh.
I was in town.
Damn it. I was trying to, like,
don't make excuses for me. I was a bad friend.
Not that we haven't all been there.
No, like, we've all been bad friends.
Totally.
Sorry.
Sorry to all those friends.
But
we're great friends now.
But I'm not dating him anymore, and I'm not friends with that girl anymore. So
yeah, well,
you get rid of that stuff.
You get rid of stuff. Like, I get it. I totally get it.
So anyway, Sadie talks to Charles. Ignore, and then they eventually like break up. They broke up for a while. Yeah,
and then also Sean calls the girl Fish Eyes.
Because
she has small eyes. You know, they're pretty, but they're small like fish or something like that.
Or just like absent-minded like fish or something. Exactly. Or like nothing going on in their head like fish.
Yep. So during the time where Sadie talked to Charles, just talked to him, Sean decided to get in his truck and brought Tara along with him, and is like, when I find him, I'm gonna show him what's what.
Yeah, brings a gun. Him a new face.
Yep, and he brings a gun. Couldn't find him, but brings a gun and like randomly would stroke it, like in the middle of the seat. Like would keep. And I'm like, that's some very scary stuff.
That's creepy. And then are we gonna get into him coming home one night and Tara's the only one awake?
Yeah, go for it. I'm well, he also starts being really mean to Tara. Is that what you're talking about? Like, I mean, calling
abusive.
Her... Yeah, and calling her a whore.
No, before that.
Oh, what happened?
So before that, he, like, after Sadie had talked to Charles, and they, like, I think what happened was Sadie and Sean got into it, and they went out one night, and Sean came home, and he was in some funk. He was in, like, this weird mood. And so Tara, he like sits on the couch with Tara, and Tara's the only one awake, and he tells Tara, go get me a glass of water.
Yes.
And she's like, no,
yeah,
not even close. And he said, go get me a glass of water. And she refused it because, like, fuck off. Like, go get yourself a glass of water.
Yeah,
I'm not your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he starts beating her up.
Yep.
And
puts her in the freaking...
He grabs her by the hair and shoves her head in the toilet.
And then he's also telling her apologize for...
Apologize?
That's for being the...
No. I remember what she does. She's like, okay, go get him a glass of water and dumps it on his head.
That's right.
And he...
Good girl, man.
So that will not, because...
I know, she had
then he flips out and...
Puts her head in
the toilet and grabs her by the hair and, like, almost breaks her arm. And
yep. And then...
He's abusive.
And then later he's like, I'm sorry that I did that. Totally...
Typical abuser.
Yep. I'm so sorry. Like, that won't happen again.
He abuses her again for something else I don't remember, and, like, presents her with pearls and...
Yeah, I mean, he's just... And also because her brother comes back, her other brother comes back in town. Tyler, that went away to college.
Yeah.
And,
at the perfect moment, too.
Because Sean goes off the rails and starts completely abusing Tara.
Tara is, like, becoming a young woman, and Audrey finally leaves for college. No.
That's the sister.
Audrey gets married. And so... Audrey,
which we don't hear much about anyway.
No.
She's mentioned twice.
So Audrey leaves behind some makeup, and Tara, like, puts on mascara, and Sean sees her and is, like, calling her a whore and a prostitute, and, like, I didn't know you were like those women, and, like, I can't believe...
she puts on lip gloss, and he makes a comment about that, so she wipes it off.
Yeah, and just, like, he's like, I see you for who you really are. That's what he says when he starts really going off on her. That's when he's, like, shaking her awake, remember? And that's when her mom is screaming, and it was this big thing, and that's exactly when Tyler shows up.
Thank gosh, because nobody knew Tyler was even there, and he walks down, because he's just home from school.
Like,
what's going on? And Sean, like, stops, because he kind of gets a little bit like, oh shoot, like,
what am I doing?
Yeah, I'm also being called out, and yeah, Tyler's like, don't do that, you know. And the mom was like, take my car,
get out of here.
And Sean holds up the mom's car keys and it's like, you can't leave without these. And Tyler gives Tara the car keys, his own car keys, and is like, get out of here.
Yeah.
And, like, later on, it just sucks because...
Sean is just a scary person.
Sean is so scary, and that's when he comes and wakes her up and apologizes and gives her the pearls, and Tyler's like... Or, no, Sean's like, I don't want you to be becoming one of them, like, one of the, you know, people out there, the horse people. And she's like, okay, well, don't let me become one. But she has no idea what she's saying.
She doesn't know what that means.
And she also, I think, is trying to keep the peace. Like,
yes,
if I say this, 100%. Get out of my room. She puts a
padlock
padlock on her door. Yeah.
She hates him. Like, she said, like, I think I hated him. Like,
yep. Also, because later on, well, after that happens, Tyler's like, you need to get out of this place. It's the worst place for you.
Yes.
Later on.
And that's, I think, her, when she has that inner monologue of, I always thought my life would go husband, like, plot of land from dad, midwife, like, all those things.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens definitely within those because she likes talking about going to college and all that stuff.
So then she starts studying.
She does
college
start
after Tyler has this influence over her.
Thank
is
gosh
like,
for Tyler.
I know. I really love Tyler. And so she starts studying, and I just had these flashbacks because, okay, so when she has to teach herself math.
Oh my God, so hard.
I know.
How is that even possible?
She was talking about, like, trigonometry and, like, oh my gosh.
Sine, cosine, and tangent.
Yes!
I don't remember that at all. God. I was so horrible at it.
When she said that, I was like, why am I having adrenaline right now?
Yeah.
Like, I have so much anxiety.
I took a pre-cal class my senior year. of high school. And it was really hard. It was very, very hard. And I never really liked math. I liked math. Like, I loved geometry. That was my favorite math course, I guess, I ever took. Didn't like algebra. But I took pre-calc, and I really wanted to do well in the class because I was, like, super goody two-shoes. I wanted straight A's. And I did graduate with, like, a 4-point something or whatever.
You did?
Yeah. But
so cute.
Except for
Calc.
Pre-cal. So he said that if I got over...
Uh-oh, what's happening?
He was also super religious. Okay, so he was super religious, my teacher, who was pre-calc, and didn't, like, obviously couldn't really talk about it in class because you're not supposed to, but he would, like, allude to it a lot of the time. But he had told me that if I got over a 95 on my final, then he would give me an A in the class, and I wanted straight A's really bad. I did get over a 95, and I even had, like, another teacher that I had as my chemistry teacher, like, help me with it, and she was also a pre-calc teacher too, so she was, like, helping me with it, but did a lot of it for me. And so I got over a 95. She actually missed a couple questions. Anyway, so I see on my fucking final report card a B+. And I go to him, and I was like, I thought we had a deal that you were going to give me an A if I got over a 95 on my test. He's like, well, I prayed to God, and
Jesus.
It didn't sit well with me that I was giving you a grade that you didn't actually get. So I'm still very bitter about it.
Can I tell you a story of a thing that a teacher told me?
Tell me.
I think I probably already told you.
I don't care. I want to know.
When I took a biology class when I was a sophomore, I think. And I liked the class, and I think I got like a B one semester and like a C the next semester. And she gave me a D on like my final report card or something like that, where I had a D.
And you're like, I know I don't have a D.
Yeah. And so in her class, I would volunteer to like help clean up the lab and like for extra credit points and stuff. And I like went to her class after hours and like helped clean. And so that was when I was a sophomore. So then I was a senior trying to get into college. You can't get in if you have a D in a biology class. So I went in and I was like, hey, I don't know why I have this D. Like, I'm trying to apply to colleges and I have to have at least a C, and I know that I did. Like, is there anything that you can do or I can do to like make up that point? This was after I had like decided that I did want to go to college because I never thought I did.
Oh, interesting.
So in my senior year, I like really buckled down and was like trying for once. And she looked at me very bluntly and she's like, no, the grade that you got is the grade that you deserve. And I don't think that you're cut out for college right now. I think you have a lot of learning to do, and I don't think you deserve to go right now. There are a lot of people who try really hard. I don't think that you deserve to go to college.
What a fucking bitch.
So I was like, okay. And I left her classroom, and I remember this so vividly. I was walking down the hall, and my mom knew how hard I was trying.
Yeah.
And I called my mom, and I was like on the verge of tears, and I said, Miss Harrison, oh my God, her name just came back to me. Miss Harrison just told me that I don't deserve to go to college. And she goes, I'll be right there.
Mama.
So I was like, okay.
Yes. To the rescue.
So mom comes. Yes, Mom goes in her classroom and says, did you just talk to my daughter? And she goes, yes, we just talked about a grade that I gave her in her sophomore year. And she goes, do you see how hard she's working? I don't ever want you to talk to my daughter that way again. How dare you? She is working her ass off for this. And you have the audacity to say that she doesn't deserve to go to college. I will be speaking with the principal and the vice principal about how you talk to your student. And she goes off. And I was standing behind my mom like, yeah.
Listen to that.
My mom told you.
Good.
Oh my God.
That's when like parents need
that
it.
Was the
You can't talk to, I mean, yes, you can be
shouldn't
stern.
Talk to people that way.
You can be stern with kids,
sure.
like be like, you know, I remember you. Whatever the situation, obviously you had a C in the class, so it's kind of, she probably just gave you whatever, you know?
But like I showed up. I wasn't great at biology, but like I showed up.
And you also did extra credit. Like you were trying to do better. Yes. You just weren't able to get to like
I'm
A
not
level
good
or
at
whatever.
science. I'm not good at math. I'm not good at math.
Or English.
Or English.
But it's just like, yeah, I get it. I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
and my mama beared the shit out of that situation.
You can't talk to people like that. You can't be like, you don't deserve
Especially
this. You don't deserve
like,
that.
Who's like, I want to go to college.
Yeah.
You said I don't deserve to go. And then I would see her when I graduated. I would see her at the gym, and she was wearing like her workout clothes or whatever, and I'd be like, ew, and just like walk away. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Lower my grade? I don't go there anymore.
It's just like, who else has she done that to? You know?
Oh, for sure. She would text students in the middle of class and say, can you go get me Starbucks in another class? And they would go get her Starbucks.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
and then she would
so
joke
fucked.
like, I love my Starbucks. And we're like, okay, I'm confused. Anyway, back to Educated, which is a great book. All we've talked about is ourselves, but that's fine.
That's fine. We're relating it to us, okay? We have a lot of personal anecdotes with this book.
So she's...
Sean, too.
Yes. So she's studying right now, too. So Tyler encourages her. She's teaching herself math.
So crazy.
And so every time that she wants to go study and her dad and Sean are coming home from working, she's like, I'm out. And she goes back to the theater, and that's where she studies. So then she's studying. I think this is how it goes down. She's studying one day, and her brother falls. Sean falls off the...
He's like on a pallet and like falls 20 feet, hits concrete. Hits his head.
Oh my God.
On concrete. They like prop him up somewhere and just kind of like let him like basically like chill off.
Shake it off.
Yeah, shake it off. He gets back up and starts
God.
like a whole rant. Like he's yelling at his dad. He's doing all this stuff because he has freaking brain damage.
He's brain bleed.
And they have to tackle him to the ground, hitting his head again a second time within just a short span of time. They rush him to the hospital, which is crazy because they don't believe in hospitals.
It's a big deal.
It's a huge deal that they even brought him to the hospital.
Yes.
And the doctors are like, he should have died.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's
like, we're not understanding this, but okay.
And the doctors are like, it has to be really bad because you can't see anything on the outside. So it means it's all on the inside.
And that stays with Tara, and that comes up later on.
And that's also when Tara was, that's when she was visiting Tyler, exactly, studying.
And her mom's still like resentful of Sean.
Very. Her mom's like, you need to come home. She's like, oh, okay. Goes home and she's like, I can't. The tires are bald. I can't make it through because she doesn't really want to see him. She's like, I don't know if I'd be sad if he died. But if you're being very abused, revelation is
what I was gonna say.
Resolution.
It's New Year's.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was in the book.
It was.
But yeah, so yeah, she doesn't even know if she's like, I think I'd probably be glad if he died because then I wouldn't be tortured.
Sure.
Which just shows you how much she was being tortured.
So then he comes home, and then Tara
he
survives, and Tara's the one that has to take care of him.
She quits her job that she has.
Right. And stays home with Tyler, Sean, to take care of him. And so...
Sadie pops back up.
But one thing that really stood out to me was that while she's taking care of Sean, she's like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Like, I think her dad, like, said something. I don't know. Something happened, and she was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore to her mom. And her mom was like, out of all my children, I thought you would be the one that would, like, fly.
Oh my gosh, that was so important.
Super important. And because she's like encouraging her.
She is, and it's just kind of out of the norm. So because what happens is that her dad was saying that it was like worldly, essentially, like to go off in college. Right. It was like, you're basically being
Gentiles
tempted. Yeah,
go there.
Exactly. And kind of convinces Tara that it's not a good idea. And she tells her mom about it, and her mom's like, Tyler was a surprise. When Tyler wanted to go to college, I didn't expect it. She's like, you're
who I thought
is going to leave, and
right.
You need to leave. You need to go. And the dad starts coming down the stairs, and she says it was like my mom was like awakened out of a trance, and then it's like she's
popped
my mom again. Yeah, but like this whole moment was just like
of like realness.
Leave. Yeah.
So. Yeah.
At one point, too, Tara is working with her dad outside. She rolls up her sleeves.
Oh
Okay, also, like...
Who's around?
Who is around?
around?
It's just so crazy to me to so sexualize your own daughter.
Totally.
So Tara rolls up her sleeves, and her
it's
dad...
literally like 3 inches.
I mean, it's not even a tank top. It's not even a spaghetti strap.
It's separate. Like, think of your own father doing that to you. It separates the bond between you and your family so much for them to feel like you're too exposed for them.
It's absolutely
with your shoulders.
ridiculous.
And it's just like...
Not even fully exposed. She was hot.
There's no explanation.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, not explanation. There's no connection between you and a family member. Like, yeah. I don't feel any family type of connection between Tara and her father at all.
No, there's no
this whole entire book. I haven't felt anything other than he says he's her father and they live in the same house.
Exactly.
Like,
so she rolls up these sleeves. He comes and yanks him down, and basically, he does call her a whore.
Don't be a whore.
Exactly. So she's like, "Fuck you," and rolls him back up, and he comes and yanks him down again.
And she rolls him right back up.
And then it's basically like, I mean, that's when he tells Tara, "You need to move out. You need to move out. You need to get out of my house.
You think you can act this way, blah, blah, blah."
And Tara, like, slams her door and is crying. And her mom wasn't on board at first. And then her mom is starting
like,
you should move out.
You should move out. And I moved out when I was your age.
And she's like, at 16, you married dad at 16. She's like, you're only 16. I thought you were 20. Her parents don't even know how old she is. They're telling her to move out when she's 16,
like,
thinking that she's 20.
I thought you were way older than that.
I guess we just don't keep track of your kid's age. Okay, well, your dad was actually wrong. You can stay here because you're only 16. What is happening?
What is going on?
What is that?
I don't know.
So she ends up staying until she takes the ACT. Doesn't like get the score she wants the first time because she's also never taken a test and didn't even know what like circling bubbles were for multiple choice. And then she takes it a second time, gets a 20 freaking 8. That's huge for the ACT. It's like out of 30, which is crazy. I think my sister got a 28 as well, or 29.
I don't even know what the ACT is. So great job.
We don't have to take that in New Mexico. That's like I think the number one test you can take to get into schools there.
Oh, okay.
So I could have taken it in California, but I just took the SATs. But
they're SATs.
But it's ACT. So it's a totally separate test.
Got it.
So it's not based on 1800, a score of 1800 or whatever. It's based off of like a score of 30. And you have to get close.
What'd you get on the ACT?
I honestly don't
remember. I got a 13.
I want to say probably 13 or 14.
No, I'm sure you got like
no,
a 16.
I wasn't very good. No, I wasn't very good.
I got a 13.
I
didn't
fine
study
at
for
it. Well, that's actually pretty good then.
Is it? I think that's like, oh, are you okay?
I don't know. If you didn't study for it, I feel like that's not that
bad. So anyway, she goes to college.
Yep.
And
everything is loud in college because she's been on a quiet place. What?
Sean.
Oh, before this, another thing with Sean. Freaking Sean.
So Sean calls her when Tara's studying for the ACT at her aunt's house. Grandma's house. That's what I said. And he says, "Do you want to watch a movie?" And she says, "Sure."
So he comes
over. They watch a movie, eat brownies, hang out. And he's like, "Come ride with me. I'll take you to your car tomorrow."
On the motorcycle.
This is like... It's so movie gold. Crazy. I can't get over it. Like, if there is a God... This is God. This is God. Like, sorry. Like, what?
He wants to kill Sean. He wants Sean to die.
Sean is dead.
But he's not dying.
He ain't going.
No, he's not.
So
he's like, "Tara, come ride with me.
Come get on the bicycle.
Bicycle?
Come tandem with me." He's on the motorcycle. So... And she's like, "Oh, shoot, I forgot my book. I'm just going to drive. Like, I'll catch up. Like, go ahead." What happens?
So she follows him.
Kind of.
So she's like a little bit behind him, and then she sees all these cars pulled off to the side of the road. And she's like, "What's going on?" And then she sees an Aussie hat that he's been wearing because he also pisses off his father.
Yeah.
But he's also hiding his scars from the first fall that he's had, and he had brain damage. And so she's like, "Oh my gosh, Sean." So she gets out of the car and sees Sean lying on his face, and there's like blood everywhere. And she recognizes somebody in the Dwayne, which is interesting because it says like Dwayne doesn't remember being there, but so really? there's a little footnote from the author that says Dwayne doesn't remember being there, but I vividly remember him being the one to help me.
Weird.
So I wonder, but he's also kind of a survivalist, kind of like their family. So I wonder if he's like removing himself and like saying like I
wasn't there. I would never say to call
never,
911
because it's not even that he calls 911. So she has a cell phone because she has one because her boss gave it to her to get a hold of her. So she has a cell phone, calls her dad. Tyler is incredibly messed up. I can see his brain. Like I can see his brain through his skull.
Home. Mom will heal.
Mom will be fine. Mom will do it. And she's like, no, I don't think you understand. No. He's like, no, just bring him home. And she was going to bring him home. It's like, Dwayne, help me get in the car. We're going to take him back to the house. And she looks at her brother and is like, fuck this. Yes. I'm going to the freaking hospital. Yes. And that's when everything changes. That's
when she says, like, I felt like the separation. I felt
I was now
an outsider.
Them, and they were, I was us, like, us and them. Yeah. I was the outsider. They were themselves. Like, they were the same people because...
So much eye contact right now.
This whole episode. I love you so much, okay? But yeah, so... And that's... Crazy. And then she goes to... So he makes it again. Can't kill Sean.
What's the deal? So anyway, Tara goes to college.
Yep. Tara goes to college.
It's so weird. It's like an alien going to college.
It's truly, that's probably what it would be like if aliens
the juicy
came.
Sweatpants.
The juicy sweatpants.
So she has
2000s.
Yes, early. So she goes and she lives in a dorm with like 3 other girls.
Yes.
3 or 4.
Juicy sweatpants.
So the juicy sweatpants. And she has these roommates and her dad calls them Gentiles.
Yep. Everybody that's kind of not them.
And she's wearing a tank top. The roommate is wearing a tank top, juicy pink sweatpants that say juicy on the butt. And Tara is just like, I'm sorry, happening? I cannot function here.
gotta exit. But wasn't that the roommate that says, church in the morning.
Gotta go to bed.
Yeah, gotta go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed. There's church in the morning. I'm usually late, but it starts at 8. So, and she's like, you go to church? She's like, yeah, I go to church. Don't you go to church?
Yeah.
Like, totally. Like,
yeah.
She's like, no, I go to church.
Yeah.
So there's definitely like this separation.
Yes.
Like there's no camaraderie. There's no.
Well, Tara doesn't know.
Has no idea.
Tara doesn't know how to interact with girls. Like, yeah, she doesn't get it. And so, then I'm just going to talk about her going to class.
Do it, yes, please.
So weird.
It's so sad. It's pathetic.
I was dying to know what the word she was talking about.
I knew what it was because of the Ellen DeGeneres show.
Oh,
because she was talking about how she didn't know what the Holocaust was. And the way they kind of set it up in the book, so I totally spoiled it. It's the Holocaust is the word she was. But so they set it up in the book where she's in her Western Civ class. And she was brave enough to ask a question. She's like, she saw everybody else asking questions, and she's like, I don't know what this is. This is a valid question. Word. Yeah. So she's like, hey,
what is that word?
What does this mean? And
the teacher's like, that's funny, or something. The teacher says something snarky.
Yeah, like, great
one.
Oh, yeah, good one, or whatever.
Or thanks. Oh, he says thanks for that.
Yeah, and then he keeps on going, and she's like, what the hell?
And everyone is judging the shit out of her, like looking. And her roommate was like that, or her classmate was like, that's not funny.
Yeah, and she's like, okay. So she goes to the library and Googles the Holocaust. And it just kind of sucks that, like, I feel like if I would see this young girl, she's like a young girl. She looks 17.
And she's looking peasanty as fuck.
Yeah, and she's raising her hand. She reads the sentence out loud. She's like, what's that word? I would hope that I'd be like, have you not heard of that before?
I don't think you would. I don't think in a classroom setting in college.
I'm sorry, but at BYU I might think that. Not that that's not a good school. That is a good school. I didn't
consider that.
But like the fact that it is the basis of a religious school.
That's
like,
true.
It's, you know what I mean? Like
that's
there
true.
Are things that people haven't heard of.
But
you know what I mean?
So I don't think that as a teacher, as a professor, that you would be like,
true.
Come see me after class. Like that's what I would say.
But honestly, that would be so smart. Even if somebody was making a joke, be like, if you really do have a question about that, we can talk about it after class. Totally. You know what I mean? Like
don't give a comedian like
yeah. Because one, they could be an ass and just joking about it because that's not something to joke about.
Sure.
But if they're not joking about it, kind of just almost just remove it. Like just be like, see me after class.
Because you're not gonna be like, oh.
So this is now a history class of World War II. It was the
annihilation of 6 million Jewish people. Yeah.
And not just gays were persecuted. population of people.
Yeah, exactly.
A group of people.
Let's not get into the Holocaust right now.
No, so sad.
Can't.
Don't want to live in that moment right now because it's very horrible. That's even part of the world history.
Right.
So, so she doesn't know what that is. She goes home and Googles it, and she does have the connection with that classmate though, because they're both the only two freshmen in a sophomore or junior class or something. And they're like, oh, let's stick together.
Like both freshmen.
But it doesn't really stick together because Tara, first of all...
She's a weirdo.
She's a weirdo because she's never been to school before.
Yeah, she doesn't get it.
She doesn't know
what a blue sheet is or the blue books.
You know, blue books are... doesn't know that you have to write essays. Doesn't know that you need to read...
Doesn't know what a syllabus is. Doesn't know that you read the
textbook. So she
but
goes...
also, same.
Yeah. But also, I never did. So
Tara and I are one of the same.
Yeah, truly. With that... Yes.
Who read the textbooks?
I tried to in the first week and then stopped the second day in.
I'm like, this is my year.
I'm going to get my shit together this year. I'm going to read every single page. We're 4 hours in. No. I already stopped reading.
I'm on Pinterest in class.
Yes, of course. Pinterest was so popular.
So popular.
I mean, it's still popular now, but not as popular. But no,
in college, I was all over Pinterest. I was like, I'm going to reupholster all of my furniture and I'm going to learn how in this class.
My sister and I got Gmail accounts just to chat each other. So I would that's before she had kids. So we would be talking and I'd just be like, hey, how are you? And as the class was going, I was chatting with my sister. Talking about Twilight, I'm sure.
Of course. Oh, Team Edward.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Oh, no, it was Team Edward. You thought we forgot about Twilight? We didn't.
No, we're still here. We're still us. Okay, well, good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
So perfect. Can we end there? But I can't.
There's 2 more things to say.
So she goes and studies with Vanessa. Vanessa's like, bitch, read the textbook. You haven't been reading it. What the fuck you doing?
She's like, what? She's like, that's a funny joke. You're not joking. I gotta study for something. I don't have time.
Get out of, you gotta get out of here.
I don't even have time to explain how to study. Get out of my dorm. Yeah.
And so Tara's like, oh, reading the textbook helps.
Yeah. She's like, shocker.
It works.
The words are important.
So she starts passing stuff. She starts getting good grades in her first semester.
Yes.
And she wanted to high five Vanessa at one point at the end.
What's up, girl?
And Vanessa is like, Vanessa no longer sits next to me. And that's how it ends on that. Yeah. Do you have anything else to say?
No.
Oh my god.
No, we don't. But we do
have
some notes to read.
Notes into Demi's notes because Jess keeps forgetting hers.
Yes.
I know. You hear the crinkling of that bag of notes. By the way, we're reading the next section is to chapter 29, and if you're reading the book, it's to page 244. Okay. Notes. What year do you know, kind of ish?
I would say 2004.
Okay. Because of course notes aren't dated, you know?
No, Demetra. Hey, a super long hey.
Obviously. Still current and valid in this day and age.
Yes. So what's going down this weekend, Vato? Are you going...
Sorry, I was like, does that mean something? No,
yes,
I get it now.
Are you going to smoke with Julio? Because he said love Nick. Julio's writing to you right now, next to me, and I read something about, quote, enjoy life with laugh, or something. Don't smoke with Julio, smoke with me, or don't smoke, or something, but it'd be preferred to smoke with me. Demi.
Oh my god, people are so weird.
That's it. Okay, this is a good one. This is from
Tell
Angelica. Me. Demetra. Ugh. Not kidding.
Yay!
Ugh. I am so confused. It's like right when I stop liking him, he acts like he likes me or I have a chance with him. ... K. At the beginning of our convo, he's all, I think we should hang out sometime. Normal kinda. And I'm like, yay, I successfully washed my clothes. So so you have to do something special for me. And he's all like, what? And I'm like, you think of it. So 40 minutes later,
what is happening?
He's all like, if we hang out, I'll give you a back rub. Not normal.
No.
I randomly asked, would you kiss someone randomly? He's like, yeah, you? I'm like, yeah. Then he's like, do it tomorrow. Yeah, I told you the story. I'm confused.
He wants to get macked on.
I don't know. I might do it in PE. LOL. I'll just let it flow. I shouldn't get tense about this. Me go. Right back. What? Hardcore balla.
Oh.
Love always. Angelica.
I can't with the hardcore balla. Okay. Hot goss.
Here's the goss.
Something.
This is between me and my friend. We're going to call her Jess.
Gotcha.
No exposure here. Okay, where's the beginning? Okay. So I start and I remember this note. It was done in summer school, freshman year. Oh. Okay. I didn't want you to hear it from someone else. It happened for like 5 minutes. I regret it. I thought this was something he could keep. The last thing I need is you mad at me. Okay. And then fake Jess says, it's definitely not okay. I'm fucking pissed at you. I can't believe you would let that happen. It shows me how stupid you can be. I think so low of you right now. Almost the way I feel about... Let's make up names. How I feel about Tiffany and
Sarah.
And Sarah. I feel like crying because I think that. You totally let me down. I know I'll be mad for a while. I don't know when I'll be over it. Tisk, tisk. Sad face.
She's so mad.
She's so mad. And then I said, it's not like I do it all the time. How can you even compare me to those girls? I'm aware you hate this sort of thing, but God, I'm allowed to make my own mistakes. Don't think so low of me. That's all I've ever done. Oh. But if you're going to abandon me when I need you the most, then whatever.
Whatever.
She
Did you
says,
give her the 2 fingers as you passed the note to her? Like, as in whatever from, like, Clueless?
She says, fake Jess, all right, low. Fake name, boy's name. Brian. Mm-hmm. Brian. It's like you hurt me so bad. You told me only because you, quote, had to. If you really needed me, you would have told me before, number 4, not when everyone knows and are going to spread rumors when it happened. I don't know what you want me to do. I thought he was your BFF. This is me. Jess, everything in my life as of right now is a mess. I swear to God, the only thing that can hurt me with I swear to God.
I'm so ready. Tell me.
I swear to God, the only thing that can't hurt me with words is music.
Music is my savior.
Life. I'm so sorry I let you down. I didn't tell you because I knew this would happen. I didn't want to deal with it, and you have to know the truth before you start hearing things. We don't and haven't done anything since then. All I feel towards Brian is betrayal. He can tell all his friends and laugh at me. I have done everything for them. If they were in pain, I would drop everything to try to make them happy.
Oh, no.
I feel like I have no one anymore. The only person who hasn't hurt me is you. But I hurt you now. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, am sorry I let you down. And Anya. Nothing is, quote, good or, quote, all right for me anymore. Nothing makes any fucking sense. And I'm out of ideas to fix them. And doing that with Brian was so stupid, and I'm sorry. She says, fake Jess, you know what? I shouldn't be mad. I shouldn't even care about what other people do. All I've done for you was try and help keep your reputation clean. But all that you do now is throw it back in my face.
Oh, she's sorry. Such a savior. Please, bitch.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to do. Tell me and I'll try and help you. I'll try. ...
Oh my God. So holier than thou. Also, the dog barking is a dramatic effect.
It just makes it really intense.
So that's it.
That's the drums.
Such
from
drama.
Freshman year.
Maybe I'll remember notes next time. I probably won't. Let's be real.
I'm gonna set a reminder and text you and remind you.
I'm totally gonna forget even then.
Don't.
I won't. I'll try not to. But yay! Again, we're reading
to chapter
29. Graduation.
Okay, scary.
Ooh. So scary.
So scary. Okay.
Yes. We will see you next time. Read this gosh darn book.
Read it.
Send us notes. Dang it.
Send us diary entries.
Want to hear them. Someday we'll answer questions again.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What would you do in this situation if fake Jess was mad at you?
I would tell her to fuck off. She's being a bitch.
She's being rude.
She's being like super judgmental.
So
I'm not okay with it.
That's not what friends do.
They don't. I would never judge you.
No.
All right.
Okay.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Love always.
Love always.